He must be very good in maths, isn't it?
Of course, I think
Yeah.
he's the most intelligent person in the world in when it comes to maths.
Yes, that's why he's
Like,
a scientist. That's why he's a scientist. If he has a scientist, he has to be deep. Hello.
hello,
Hi, Havisha. Long time no see. Glad to see you back.
same here. How have you been, sir?
I thought I'll ask you a question. I think Havisha is having a little bit of a cold. She's under the weather. Am I right?
Yes, I'm under the weather. Whenever the rain comes, it's not the rain, it's the drops of cold over us.
Okay, okay. But are you a person who catches cold very, very easily? Because some kids are very, very sensitive to changes in weather. Are you one of them?
Unfortunately, yes, I am one of them.
Oh my God. Okay, and are you right now on some medication? At least I see you blowing your nose. You have a towel on which with which you're cleaning your face and all that stuff. And I just saw you sneezing as well. Are you on some medication at least?
No, my skin is sensitive, but my mother advises me to put Boro Plus, but uh, but I don't have any Boro Plus cream is finished, and I don't do anything. But my father tells me to do yoga every day. When school is there, I will avoid yoga. But
Okay,
no.
fine. Now, yeah, continue.
So I think because of avoiding yoga, I think I got cold and cough.
Fine. Yoga is good. And one more thing, I find that when kids are ill at home, generally mothers prepare some kind of a haldi milk or some kind of a homemade concoction, and they make their kids drink that so that they get well very soon. What does your mother give you when you have a cold?
My mother gives me coffee. In Hindi we call it chai, but I don't know what to call it in English.
Kada, something kada or something. I think we have a word in Hindi, kada.
No, she doesn't give me kada, but
Uh-huh.
yes, there is something in tea. Tea, yes, my mother gives me tea with a biscuit, and She also likes. She um, she advises me to have onion, but I do not have onion. It's just strictly no for me to have onion.
Okay, now raw onion is okay. Kids generally don't like salads and particularly onion. But at least when your mother prepares food with onion, do you take onion out of your food and keep it on the side, or at least you eat that with your sabzi and roti and everything?
Of course, I take onion out of my plate, saying, "What an unwanted guest is it on my plate?"
Okay, so you don't like onion even with your sabzis, huh? Okay, at least what is the vegetable that you enjoy the most? Because vegetables, of course, healthy.
Paneer roll.
Oh my
Or I
God, paneer is not a vegetable, Havisha. Paneer is a dairy product.
Yes, I would like to have salad,
Okay, salad made of what all vegetables?
tomato and cucumber
Okay,
and the something like there's something in Hindi we call it namkeen, and that
namkeen.
yeah, and murmuri also we call it in Hindi.
Yes,
So it's
murmuri.
murmuri.
Yeah.
murmuri
Salty, savories and confectionaries. You can call it all included. Savories and confectionaries. Probably the namkeens are known as confectionaries, and savories are known as the mithais. So mithais are the savories, and confectionaries are the namkeens, I believe. Probably, I might be here and there, but I'm sure I'm correct on that. So murmuras and okay, what is the other name that you told? Murmuras and
and I like to eat cucumber, tomato, and namkeen with
okay.
murmuri, not murmura. I
Oh,
think it's
murmuri. Okay, fine. These are all pretty much items that I think these are from Rajasthan. Murmuri is something I don't find in Bangalore at all. So probably these are specific to your region. I think your mother knows how to prepare these things.
My mother, I don't know exactly. I don't know or about this and that. I just think why just eat the mangoes? Why to count the trees? I just leave it however it's coming
Yeah,
out.
yeah, yeah. I know
Just
that. Even I know. Why worry about where the things are coming from? Just eat and enjoy. Now, in these conditions, when you're not well, how do you keep yourself away from other kids at home? You have a sister, you have a brother, and if you come in contact with them, you might transfer the infection to them. How do you keep yourself separate from them?
it is sure that if whether I'm whether in our house, it's sure that if any child, whether my brother, anybody has even a little bit of cough and cold,
Yeah.
within 3 days I'm very I assure you that all the whole the family will be covered. Except my father.
Except your father. What's so special? I think he has a greater, better, stronger immunity against infections.
Not as such. Not as such. He tells me like when he was one day it was also for him that he was just like me. Was also just like me, and in fact I would say more likely to cough and cold like me, more than me. And he then he told that he did yoga and then he had a lots of sweat. I think it was just of his very much 2 3 hours of yoga. Then after that, he left it. He left
Huh.
yoga, and then can take a cold water bath. He can do anything, and he will not even get a single patch of cold.
Wow, that's wonderful. Now look at that. That's called dedication. Your father is really years of yoga practice that he has done has still covered him for a very long time. That's called immunity because of the yoga practice. I think that is why he forces you to do yoga as well because you build a strong immunity.
Yes, but I feel it's boring.
Yoga is boring, isn't it? Even I don't like. But how do you do it? You see, your father wants you to do yoga. How do you escape yourself from that?
What could be the expected thing if I do yoga? Then it's no food, and no food means just starve and all. So I cannot expect escape it. No ifs, no buts. Just have to
No
do.
ifs and buts. Yeah. But what time do you do it? There is a particular time when you do yoga is the most beneficial, and that's the mornings. Is there a time that you do that you have set aside for yoga?
Of course, I do it in the morning when my
Yeah.
schools are not there.
And
I do
what
it.
and what if
What?
schools are there? And what if schools are there?
Terrible experience.
Yeah. How do you manage?
I just don't. I will not do yoga and just wake up and and just go and I will have to dump myself in the bathroom.
Okay. But do you find that flexibility, the feel good when you do yoga from internally you have that feel good factor. Oh yes, I'm feeling good. Do you get that when you do yoga?
That's the problem. I don't get it because my father says because I don't do it properly or some other reasons. But I just know I don't get. I don't want to do it, but I have to do it.
That's good. Continue. That's a very nice practice. In fact, some of your practices, I wish I had those practices. I had those habits, the one that you have. At your age, not at this age. At your age, I wish I had that practice. Doing yoga and probably learning something. You're learning English and you're teaching as well on YouTube. Now, these are wonderful practices, isn't
So,
it?
sir, how can you tell me something about your childhood?
My childhood, see, my childhood was also great. I didn't study much. I used to just always be with my friends playing. And even during exams, I was not really serious. And my parents had to put a lot of restrictions on me to get back on time, study 9 o'clock to, I think I used to come back from school at around 2 o'clock. Okay. And at 2 o'clock, come eat my lunch, and then just relax for some time. And 4 o'clock, I used to go and play. 4 to 6:30 or 7 o'clock, I used to play Havisha. 3 hours, I used to play football. And 7 o'clock, I used to come back again, get fresh. And 9 o'clock, I used to study until 9 o'clock. And 9 o'clock, we
So you're not audible. Yes, you have
Okay.
muted. Yes, could you repeat that?
Yeah, that was just a small hindrance. I got a call. That's not a problem. And 9 o'clock we used to study, and 9 o'clock we used to have our food as well while watching news, and then by 10:30, 11, just go to bed. So I used to study, but somehow I used to play a lot. Naughty kid, bad kid, isn't it? Not able to study, not wanting to study. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
I think that's a bit bad sign.
Yeah, that's a bit bad sign. I know that.
So, sir, what was the subject you felt it was the most hardest? For me, it is math. But what about you?
I found maths easy. I found maths easy. Yeah. I found maths easy because I just had to understand maths only once. And if I understood properly, I didn't have to again go through it. I understood it. But history, geography, and those kind of subjects, I felt very difficult because I had to by heart them. I had to sit for hours and hours together to by heart them, and I was very, very bad at that process. By hearting was something that I was just not able to do when I was a kid.
But that was just opposite thing for me. I'm easy by hearting history, civics, geography, science and all. I'm easy while biography. But when it comes to maths, I faint.
Now, that is the reason now you need to understand the concept. Once you understand it, absolutely easy. You don't have to, now, maths is one good thing about maths is you don't have to understand twice. You just have to understand once. That's a lot of time saved, isn't it?
Yes, it is. But after I understand it once,
Uh,
I will resolve up. Suppose I have 35 multiplied by 995. And then what will I do? I will write, or I would say it can be that 919 multiplied by 3 also. Any number
okay.
I will write. Okay, I'll write. I know the process, I'll write. But I will forget. I'll just my mind. I will be writing here. My mind will be there. Or even if I control, I will be nothing, and I will just make mistakes.
Where will your mind be? You told my mind will be there. What will we be thinking? You'll be thinking about food. When is mama going to serve food? I'll just eat and sleep. What do you think?
Sometimes I will just be thinking nothing, or I will just be thinking, I will just making casuals in the air. Oh, when I'll do this, this will happen. I'll do that, and this will happen. And at last, all is done.
Okay. Now, see, generally, whenever kids are not wanting to do maths, they dislike maths. Parents take a lot of care that every parent in India wants their kids to do good in maths. And so, do you get special attention from your parents to make you understand the concept of maths better?
Unfortunately, yes, my father takes a
Yeah,
lot of care of me in learning maths, but it was
yeah.
earlier. Now, now I there's a Hindi idiom, or I would not. It's at last I'm saved from this terrible disaster. Now I feel independent. Whatever I want, I should do.
Okay, fine. Given an opportunity, you would want to not want to study maths. Am I right on that?
Yes.
Yes, I know, but you need to study maths. Some even if you dislike, just get to develop a love for it, and you would love it. I'm sure you will like because you're a very, very intelligent girl. You just need to put the effort. That's it. Okay,
It,
great.
thank you.
And in fact, since you told me that your father is a scientist, and he must be very good in maths, isn't it?
Of course, I think
Yeah.
he's the most intelligent person in the world in when it comes to maths.
Yes, that's why he's a scientist. That's why he's a scientist. If he has a scientist, he better be good in maths, and definitely he is better. So you have a ready-made teacher at home. You don't even have to go to other classes and tuitions to study maths and learn maths, isn't it? So that's a nice one.
Yes, I have a ready-made teacher at home, but
Yeah. Huh?
I don't want to study maths.
I ultimately fall in love. You're too young to understand any subject, but I'm happy that you like the other subjects, the humanities subject, the history, the Do you like history, by the way? You told that you like history. You do you like that actually?
Yes, I'm fine learning all those historical things, skilled
Yes.
gatherers, hunting and growing food, and I like it because it's easy for me. It's just like a snap of finger to learn all those things.
Yeah, that's a nice one. At least that comes to you naturally. So continue interest. Just do whatever interests you, but don't neglect maths. A suggestion from me. That's it. A nice suggestion. Don't neglect. Keep doing that.
I cannot neglect it. When the subject comes, I am to be honest. After the maths book is just opened or it is touched,
Huh?
I will yawning. I will be yawning.
Okay. Do you attend any tuitions, the special classes for maths or anything, or it's just studying at home?
I am a ready-made teacher, and my unfortunately, no, I don't have any teacher. My parents are kind that I don't have to go to any tuition, and I'm free with myself, my own world. I'm free.
Absolutely wonderful. That's a nice thing. You don't
But
have to.
when I
Yeah,
neglect when I neglect their orders, like when my mom, first before I would attend Clapingo sessions, my
yeah.
mother and father would say that you should learn this, you should learn that, you should learn how to speak well, you should learn how to do that. But what would I do? I would just neglect their ideas, and unfortunately, I got to Clapingo when I was uh, just started clapping. I would just think what a trouble has got into me. But when I was growing, I was just doing clapping. I felt wow, it's nice.
Yeah, absolutely. You're so good on. In fact, I see your videos and I see your comments also. Everybody is praising you that Havisha's English is absolutely wonderful. But, but, but you have a long way to go. You can become a wonderful speaker. Okay, just keep practicing, and you're naturally good with your languages, with your history. Generally, people who like history, English, civics, geography, they're generally capable of doing great things in these subjects. So maths, maybe you like it, maybe you'll grow up to like it. Who knows? Because you're so young. Maybe give it some 5 years, keep learning, and you'll fall in love with other subjects as well. What does your sister like? Does your younger sister like maths? She's too young to ask, but I'm just asking. Does she like maths more than you?
Opposite. She doesn't
Opposite.
like math. She doesn't like English. The only thing she like is Hindi.
Oh my God. Okay, Hindi she likes. Okay, because Hindi is the language that you speak at home as well, so it's easy, I think.
Yeah, yeah. It's our mother tongue. It's easy as a snap of finger. I also, but it's opposite for me. I don't like Hindi either.
Okay, in languages, I think English is your favorite. I would say that.
In language speaking,
Yeah,
Hindi is my favorite. In language, in spelling, English is
yeah.
my favorite.
English is my favorite.
But for
Okay,
my
great.
sister, everything is Hindi.
Your sister is just a little kid still. She has again, just like you, even she has a long way to go. But nice, Avisha. We almost like speaking with you. I just don't know how the time flies off, and we have almost reached the last 15 seconds, and I feel that we have barely spoken for today. I'll wait for you for the next session.
Yes, and please come one day. But
Yes, yes, absolutely. And what time do you have your dinner?
Saw your name on my phone, yeah. 3 o'clock in the morning. We've been going and going back and forth cause we don't know better. And I thought we'd be different. Yeah, we were on to some good shit. We keep dancing with the devil, but he doesn't have a back, no.